They say that hatred is a strong word, but for some people it seems to come easily and without cause. Sometimes, even when you have done nothing wrong, you may find yourself the target of hatred from others. In this video, you will learn about the 4 main reasons why people dislike you, so let's get right into it. First of all, despite how strange it may sound, some people actually despise you because they secretly wish they were as successful as you are. When they see you, they feel jealous of you because they can't seem to find what they're missing in their own lives. Instead of giving thanks to God or praising Him for your life, this jealous spirit arises, and they vent it by talking to you. You are busy taking care of yourself, but all of a sudden they start criticizing and saying all these nasty things about you because they wish they were in your position. Why don't they tell you? The answer is straightforward. If they admit to you that they are jealous of you, they believe it will make them less. Additionally, because they are unable to deal with their own insecurities, their jealousy, envy, and hatred quickly turn into an attitude that says that if they can't be like you, they will make sure you pay for making them feel that way. However, let me tell you something. You are not responsible for how other people choose to feel. Their hatred is not really directed towards you. Rather, it's a result of their own inner issues. In fact, let me say this. Never waste a minute of your time getting into an argument with them. Occasionally, these kinds of people may attempt to provoke an argument. I understand that sometimes it can be tempting to want to change or become defensive in order to make these people happy and accept you, but never do that because it will only make them want your attention more. If you come down to their level in order to argue with them or prove yourself to them, you are giving them a valid reason to act in the way they do. Some people want to drag you down to their level in order to start a drama, in order to drag you into the dirt with them. Never validate their hatred by trying to please them or tone down who you are to appease their jealousy, because that's like rewarding them for bad behavior and will only make them hate you more because it gives them the impression that they have control over you. Never sit down to talk about other great people or just exchange thoughts. While narrow-minded people talk about others and let them cope with their hatred, you should continue doing what you do best. You lose your saltiness the moment you modify your way of living to fit in. Jesus stated, "You are the salt of the earth, but if the salt loses its saltiness, it will no longer be good for anything." Nevertheless, jealousy can occasionally be an indication that you are prospering more than those around you. So by God's grace, wear it like a crown. The second reason is that they can't control you. People naturally want to be in charge of your life, and when they find out that you don't follow their rules and expectations, it threatens their shaky sense of superiority. They want worshipers, not equals. So the moment you begin to stand up for yourself as an independent thinker, they will be met with hostility and criticism. Don't take it personally. It's like crabs in a bucket. If one attempts to get out, the others will pull it back down. Jesus warned that if we didn't follow the norms of the world, people would despise us. Rise above it by adhering to your own lofty ideals and purpose, and let their little jabs be your desperate attempts to escape the shadowy corners where they hide. Shine your light so that everyone can see it. Even though some people must resent it from a distance, many will come to respect your nation's courage and integrity. The Bible states in the book of Isaiah 60 verse 4 that those who have wronged you will bow down to you, and those who have hated you will bow down at your feet. They will refer to you as the city of the Lord Jerusalem, the Holy One of Israel. Reason 3. Insane for absolutely no rational cause at all. I know this may sound strange, but sometimes people hate you for no other reason than that God's light in you exposed their affinity for darkness. Sometimes people hate you simply because of the way that your life condemns them. It's almost like a reflex reaction because they feel so threatened by your righteousness, your godly presence convicting and judging their ungodly living, and they can't stand that. Had at least a thumbs down. This told me something interesting. No matter how well someone spoke on camera, there would always be someone somewhere who would hit the dislike button for no reason. This is the exact same principle that applies to your life. When faced with such ardent hatred, everything you say will be like salt on an open wound. The most powerful thing you can do is to let your light shine through it all. Don't try to make the darkness feel more comfortable by dimming your light. That's not the answer. Instead, just continue living in God's righteous presence. Reason 4 for being different is the reason for the 4th reason. Because your originality upsets their comfortable status quo, people tend to feel intimidated by anything and anybody that they see as different. You are different. As Christians, the Bible clearly states in 1 Peter chapter 2 verse 9 that we are peculiar people called out of darkness into God's marvelous light. This means that there is something unique and special about you that sets you apart from regular people in this world. You have supernatural power, wisdom, and favor backing you. You operate under a different set of rules, belief systems, and objectives, and you answer to a higher authority. Let me explain this further. God Almighty, this gives you unprecedented influence that cannot be explained by natural means. In other words, your distinctiveness makes you dangerously different, and that difference threatens people who want to remain in their normal, average, sinful ways. They don't want anyone disrupting their familiar comfort zones. So when you show up on the scene operating differently through kingdom principles and values, it agitates them. You force them out of their familiar ungodly ruts and they hate you for it. This could play out in very subtle ways. For example, by you simply living with solid integrity, it exposes their underhanded, shady shortcuts. They feel judged by your higher godly standard and resent you for making them look bad without even trying. Or when you speak life blessings and prosperity over situations by faith, it highlights their own negative, fearful, and faithless confessions. They condemn you as delusional because your perspective makes them look defeated. Even the way you handle relationships, difficult issues, failures, and setbacks differently puts the spotlight on their own carnal, fleshly ways, and they despise you for it. As a Christian, you will face persecution because of your distinctiveness, which reminds them of everything they need to change. However, because they still prefer darkness to light, they will instead turn their hatred towards you. Don't ever feel pressured to minimize what makes you unique in God's eyes. Your purpose is to stand out and not blend in. Yes, some people won't appreciate your divine uniqueness because it will force them to break free from their comfort zones, but those who are thirsty for more will emulate and appreciate your unique qualities. So stay true to who God created you to be. If you enjoy our videos, please consider subscribing to our YouTube channel.